Hey, buy the ticket, take the ride. It's the perfect expression of this little journey that Coral and I are on when instead of giving in to the absolute overwhelm of too many projects coming at us and too little time, we kind of just look at each other and go, well, we signed up for this, let's just embrace it, and we do. I can't think of a better way to spend a Saturday. Can you? Let's do this. Hey, Howard here from 82 Maple, and this is a typical Saturday on the farm. Always lots of projects to do. That stuff that we couldn't do during the winter, we couldn't do during the early spring. Some of it we even shouldn't be tackling now, but you know what? It is what it is, and we got to get some of this stuff done. And the thermometer that was over my shoulder here, you'll see that the reason for my wearing a toque is that we're only 13 degrees above freezing here right now, and it's first thing in the morning, and I just want to stay warm. So some of the projects that we're going to tackle, and the reason I was saying we're going to tackle them even if the timing isn't perfect, are back here on our little RV sites. I've got an orange piece of tape around an area we still can't touch. We admire any equipment in there. It's just a mud sinkhole, and we're trying to get this water under control. You can see I did a test run with the packer, more on that coming up, and we're gonna get this whipped into shape today. The fire pit, we love it, but we don't want to be wading through mud to get there, so I'm going to put some road mulch down, going to remove all the chairs from around the fire pit and put a good base of gravel in there and run the packer over it before we put some edging down. And hey, the horses are having a good day. They're quite loving all of the green stuff out there in that field. And last year this time that wasn't there. It had been so hot and dry that there's no way they could have foraged for anything. Look at that creek running down there. It was the subject of another video, and it just keeps rising and rising. We are widening this little trail in here. We widened it out by about 4 feet. Still can't run the packer along that edge. We'd just tip the packer into the creek if we did. That's got some drying to do. Hey, you know what? As it occurs to me that as I pan around the projects we have underway this weekend, or today in particular, you're probably seeing just a bunch of junk stacked here and there and everywhere. You've seen it in other videos. But you know what? That's just not the way I choose to live, and this is going to get cleaned up. So you're going to see the cleanup in some successive videos, but our reality is on this place to get it whipped into shape, including a whole bunch of issues with water lines, installing a propane system. There was no gas, there was no propane. The house was totally electric up until now. We did what I would estimate to be easily a kilometer of trenching. There were areas like this lawn here that were just trenched to death. We had to go down 4 feet wide to deal with some things. There was trenching to get electricity and water out to the fields, out to the sawmill shed, electricity out to those storage sheds over there. In fact, on saying a kilometer, I'm probably a little light on that. And so being it's trenched to death, the only way to deal with it now is keep leveling it out, packing it, leveling it out, packing it. That's not the last you're going to see of that little rental packer over there. Good times. It's been raining here 10 days straight, a good portion of each day, and with lots of rain before that. We've carved the hillside into shape. and we're going to throw some a wild flower mix onto that and just let that be what it is. We've done so much trenching around here that we've got to let the ground settle. Hey, we finally got some grass so that this isn't a giant dust bowl here. What else have we got to do here? Well, back down the driveway, I won't take you all the way down there, but we did some trenching across the driveway. We've got to fill that in some more. It's settled a bit, and then run a packer over it. Speaking of packers, we have this little beast in for the day. Great investment of time and effort to get it here. It's going to prove itself out. To keep that nice gravel that we just put in the driveway good and clean. That was 1 inch minus. I'm throwing down road mulch here, and we're going to pack it so that we're not transporting this muddy mess that happens after every rain out onto the new 1 inch minus. What else is happening? Hey, what do we got going on under the undercover here? Hey, if it isn't, look at that. Can you see that through? Okay, there you get a better view. So again, in the interests of getting water under control, water will ultimately seek out the path of least resistance. So going to put one drain pit right out about there off the end of my finger. You can see a stake way down over there. We're going to put another one there. It's a long ways, both of those drain pits are a long ways from any electrical or water lines. And we'll throw a bunch of that 6 inch minus rock in there, and the water that comes off that driveway and accumulates will ultimately, it may take 6 months or a year, but it'll ultimately find its channels into the drain pit quite naturally, and is going to be a huge help. Hey, and I almost forgot, we've got a roofer coming in today. He made some progress. We finally had a rain-free morning yesterday, and he came out and got part of the roof done on that new cover over our new HVAC units. And he's started working on the other side. We're gonna end up with some black softening under there. We'll apply a little paint. He's got the seams all done up perfectly in the angle that you see coming down there on the roof. And yeah, so there's a lot happening here on a Saturday. This is the debris, the dirt and debris that's left over, mostly dirt, from digging the trench for the cedars. We're going to do some leveling back in here. So my job one is I have to put a little bit of gravel down on a path. I'll show you that, but I've got to move all these implements and everything out of here so we can get at it. Clear that up. We inherited a bit of a mess over there near that tree. We're going to clear that out. We've just got to get stuff tidied up so that we can get a mower in around stuff here. Hey, I'm gonna cut right through the newly planted cedars here and take you over to the walkway. This will ultimately be paving stones and concrete, but like I said, a bunch of stuff needs to settle. And on my first foray in here with the packer last evening, I don't know if the camera's picking it up well, but you'll see that we ended up with probably a 4-inch indentation there as soon as the packer hit that, and that's because we did some trenching underneath there and on out over there. And so with steady foot traffic, etc., that's going to sink. The packer just speeds that whole process up. So here we go. We'll throw in some odds and ends. I'm going to quickly throw in a few photos. Coral's going to probably be on the big tractor, using the little tractor a bit. I'll be on the excavator. Kyler will be on the packer that I just showed you, and it's going to be a ton of fun. I can't think of a better way to spend a Saturday. Can you? Let's do this. Hey, if you're a relatively new subscriber and you're wondering what intrigued us to take this little journey, I've got a link down below that gives you a first-hand view of what we seen when we first came onto this property. And the result was we were so intrigued and so motivated that we loaded up something like 11 or 12 flat deck loads of everything from a portable sawmill, a portable edger. We brought animals, we brought outbuildings, fencing material, equipment, all of that and more. And in addition to all of that, the SUV towed at least 11 cargo trailer loads. This cargo trailer being one of the ones that we used to get us all moved in here. 15 months later, we remain very much in love with each other and with this glorious little property, and just would not trade it for anything. Stay tuned. One of the upcoming videos is a narration-free ASMR style of our equipment moving about, doing what's needed to be done over these past few weeks. Enjoy.